Hello and welcome to the Tuesday Checklist, the weekly show where we pick a fun topic and have a laugh together for 20 minutes or so. This week, because it's Valentine's Day on Friday, we thought we'd bring back Rosie's infamous boyfriend list, a roster of gaming characters she really likes, and then have a crack at coming up with our own. Rosie, I think you should go first, just to get everyone up to speed on where this boyfriend list actually came from.
So, the time has finally come for us to talk about our boyfriends in gaming. You've all known about this for nearly a year, and I can tell you've been on the edge of your seats waiting to tell me about your boyfriends. So, first of all, I should probably clarify what a boyfriends list is.
Please, it would be helpful. Yeah.
A boyfriend list is basically, these are characters who you've just come across in a game and you just, your heart just gets taken away by them. It could be like any character for any reason, but you're just like, I love this character and I love everything about this character. And it can be as weird as you want, it can be as like normal as you want, depends what kind of thing you like. But it's just a character who you just absolutely adore, really. So, and you'll probably understand why once I tell you my entries. So, 3 I have chosen from my boyfriend's list. First of all, I'm just going to say Embryo from Crash Bandicoot.
What?
This is emphasising now.
Why, Rosie?
Embryo?
Yes.
Embryo?
Embryo. So he's the character in Crash Bandicoot who, in Crash Bandicoot 2, he's the one who wants you to collect all the gems. And then also he's the one he's kind of like, he's the one who turns into a monster in Crash 1 as well. He's got like the longer head and the 2 bolts in his head.
He's a bad guy, isn't he?
He can be a bad or a good guy.
You can definitely be attracted to a bad guy. I don't know why I said
Right,
that.
We'll find out yours later, Dave. It's not that I'm attracted, I just love this.
Okay.
No, I just love this character. Like ever since I played Crash Bash and then I used this character all the time just to taunt my brother when he went like, ever since that moment, I've always just loved this character and I'll defend him with my life. And then even when they did like the Crash Insane trilogy, when there's a moment. And then there's a moment in Crash 2 as well, and then he just got boosted back on my boyfriend's list where he just does a weird mad laugh on the hologram image and it's just like, and ever since he did that, I love him.
We have such different criteria.
I
know. Second one is probably going to be a bit of an obvious one if you've seen previous things of me talking about on the channel, is Kiryu from Yakuza. Always debating between Kiryu and Majima, but because I love them both like just as equally for different reasons, I love both of them. But Kiryu, he's just like, everything about him is great and fantastic. He's like the best human being alive. He's just amazing, really. I don't know what more to say about Kiryu, really, because he's just a swell guy. He's awesome. He's epic. And he's just a really cool guy. And
Swell guy.
Sorry,
I just
swell
stuck
guy.
on that from the 1920s. What does he have over Majima?
Well, I think Majima is absolutely mad.
An eye? Did you say an eye?
He's got 2 eyes, bless him. But yeah, if you know Kiryu, you'll know why he's on the boyfriend list, really. I can't add anything more. He's just a supreme being. Just Kiryu, he's just on that list.
Okay.
And then my third entry, this is in no particular order, by the way, but my third entry to talk about is then Godot from Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. I later found out it's pronounced Godot, but I don't care. He's my boyfriend and I'll call him Godot. Now, I don't want to delve too much into this character because there's a lot about this character that also then delves into spoiler territory, but he is just a beautiful human being. He is like, first of all, he has the most beautiful theme tune in any game ever. I dare anyone question me about that. He's like, Barry White.
Yeah.
You know, like how Barry White, like he can make everyone just be like, oh my God, this is beautiful. His theme tune is that. That is his theme tune.
I've never felt that way about Barry White personally. But that's good. That's nice.
It's that kind of thing.
Right, okay.
And he's just a really like mysterious character and he's obsessed with coffee, and I've never drunk coffee, but Godot made me want to try coffee.
But you didn't.
But I did try coffee.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I try coffee. I've had a coffee at work every now and then.
And is it for you?
On desperate times.
Right.
Like, usually I'm a tea drinker, but Godot, he's just mysterious, he's really cool, and he's just such a brilliant, like even a written character. Like throughout the whole Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations, you're like completely invested in Godot. He's probably my favourite prosecutor you go up against, and just when I met this character, as soon as I saw him and heard him talk and heard his theme tune, I was just like, he's on my boyfriend's list. Sometimes that just happens. You just go, this character's on my boyfriend's list. So those are my 3 picks out of the many boyfriends. I didn't even talk about any Final Fantasy characters. I could have talked about Auron.
They didn't make the cut. No, but they didn't make the cut.
Well, it was either them or Embryo, but I thought I'd make things a bit more interesting and chuck Embryo in there.
He has got that laugh.
Yeah, he does have that laugh, the beautiful laugh. But yeah, those are just 3 entries in my boyfriends list out of the many.
Okay, so in honor of Valentine's Day and Rosie's boyfriends list, my top 3 video game boyfriends in ascending order.
Oh, you've done them in order.
Are in 3rd place, Solid Snake, but very specifically the Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid 2.
Oh,
because
nice.
very specifically, even more specifically than that, from when you're controlling Raiden. Because Solid Snake in this bit, when he comes up, whenever he appears in the game, you're in awe of him. Like, the game is framed in such a way that you view Solid Snake through the eyes of Raiden, and he's like this, he's amazing. Like, the first time you get a glimpse of him, you've infiltrated the first area, and you just see a couple of guards that have just been knocked out, and a glimpse of him as he goes up in the elevator.
Just on the
They should remake Metal Gear Solid with replace all elevators with escalators now. Please don't walk on the left. But yeah, and then later in the game, there are some specific like set pieces where when Solid Snake's there, he just makes you feel safe. It's like, oh, Snake's with me now. Nothing can go wrong. Like, there's the whole sniping bit and the big climactic fight towards the end, but I never felt in any danger because I had Snake with me.
Snake
was alongside me. And he does look quite good in that sneaking suit. It's like peak Solid Snake. He's got the good stubble. He's got the mullet. That's like just perfect. That is the essence of Solid Snake there in Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake. Number 2 is a character you may not be familiar with. That is Ashley Riot from Vagrant Story.
Sounds good name.
Yeah.
Anyone know Ashley Riot?
No.
He's just amazing. He's like a one-man army. It's an amazing action RPG. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And he is just like a stoic, mysterious, brilliant character to play as. And he has this amazing line right at the beginning of the game where you basically have to go into this manor and sort out this cult that's doing bad things. And your friend says, "Agent Riot, shouldn't we wait for reinforcements?" And he kind of just turns around. "I am the reinforcements." Single-handed. That's the kind of character we're talking about here. He's just amazing.
He sounds amazing.
He moves, the way he moves as well. He moves with, it's really hard to describe without seeing how he walks and runs in the game, but he just looks like a predator. He's like, so smooth, and controlling him just feels great. Amazing. But my number 1 video game boyfriend.
I'm excited. These are big shoes to fill.
I'm loving these.
It has to be Squall from Final Fantasy VIII.
Aye.
So when I played Final Fantasy VIII, I was about 12 or 13. Very much got caught up in the love story between Squall and Rinoa in Final Fantasy VIII. What is it the young people say now? Like, I ship Squall and Rinoa. I shipped Squall and Rinoa.
I was so worried about what you were going to say.
Honestly.
Like, I wanted them to get together throughout the whole game. At the beginning of the game, it doesn't look like it's going to happen because Rinoa likes Cypher, who's like Squall's main rival and one of the bad guys. And you're like, no, Rinoa! Cypher's no good! You want Squall! And the Squall's like a very quiet, moody, doesn't speak much. Most of his dialogue is inside his own head. And he sort of comes out of his shell as the game progresses. And there's a beautifully cheesy romantic scene between Squall and Rinoa when they're alone on a spaceship together and you have to save Rinoa after she's been floating through space. And there's like the really corny theme song, Eyes on Me, kicks in. And it's the cheesiest thing ever, but I was there like lapping it up. And I was like, oh my god, we finally get together. And I was just so incredibly happy. And Squall has always been, I think, my favourite Final Fantasy character. Like, I empathise and identify with him the most, and I just think he's brilliant. So yeah, Squall Leonhardt. That's it, to give him his full name. My number one
name, yeah.
video game boyfriend. Also, his hair is so cool.
His jacket is amazing.
The coolest hair ever. I used to draw loads of pictures of Squall when I was about 13.
Well, we're going to need to see those.
Yeah.
They've all been chucked away now. But,
Sure they have.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start off with some honourable mentions. Just a few, really quickly.
So you got a whole list.
This is worse for those guys. They're going to be like,
Oh, and I feel bad. Well, one of them was Solid Snake. So this is, I feel like, a very popular choice. And I didn't go because I felt like, Rob, that was going to be your choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
would it be the same Solid Snake?
Yeah, and that's what I was surprised about, is I was just trying to figure out, because I figured maybe Rosie would pick Solid Snake. I figured that Rob definitely would, so I didn't. And then I was trying to figure out who we'd all pick. But yeah, I would have gone too. So, and then we couldn't decide whether we were going to let women into our boyfriend lists or not.
Yeah.
But if we had Moxie from Borderlands, and more recently, Amara from Borderlands.
Wow.
I love her.
Two
Okay.
Borderlands characters. That is,
I know.
Borderlands doing something right.
That's
Yeah,
the
they really
boyfriends
are.
of the game.
Yeah.
So my first actual boyfriend list, I don't know. Entry is an obvious one. It's Captain Price. I was not going to put him on the list, but I had to. So the big decision I had to make here was old Captain Price or young Captain Price.
Yeah.
And I decided that even though young Captain Price is incredibly sultry, don't know if you've seen that new Modern Warfare cover art, but good God, I'm going old Captain Price.
yes.
Because
the
he's
correct
the best.
choice.
Exactly. So he's the original Price that I fell in love with. And he's the one that just, my favourite, there's so many good bits in Modern Warfare, like where you fall and he reaches out a hand. Yes, you're inside like an exploding Russian sub, but that's fine. It's so romantic. And when you do that big jump and you slip and he grabs you and then you go for a little wander through his memories together. I mean, there's just, how could you not fall in love with him?
True.
I've talked at length about his moustache. I'm not going to bring it up again. We all know how good it is. So yeah, number one on my list had to be, well, maybe not number one. I feel like they're all equal, but like
they don't have
of
to
the
be in a
three,
particular order, just whatever.
yeah. Captain Price had to be in that, and I'm sorry for calling him old Captain Price as well.
He's not real, Al. It's okay. He's not gonna shoot you, probably.
And then number two is Geralt.
I knew this was coming.
And again, such a cliche rubbish choice, but just Geralt, he's very handsome, which is important. We've all seen the bathtub, so we all know what's going on there. And I just like him because he's really gruff and good with a sword. And if it's me playing him, he ignores magic for swords, which is very important to me. I need you to understand why magic is rubbish. And he obviously really cares and is respectful for women, kind of, and and he has an adopted daughter, which is adorable, and so he's that good mix of a gruff guy who's all rough and ready, but also secretly he's got a heart of gold.
What is your preferred Geralt hairstyle beard combo?
I think I like the shaved sides and ponytail. I think is probably I like him looking a little bit neat, but any second he could just pull that ponytail out.
On the Venn diagram of these two characters, I think there's quite a lot of crossover.
I know.
I think you're getting a type.
I know. Well, I'm about to blow that out of the water.
Okay.
Because number three is, and I'm hoping everybody knows who he is, Leroy Smith from Tekken.
Oh,
I don't
the
know
new
who that
character!
Yeah.
Oh, he looks amazing!
He is the coolest person you have ever seen. So he's this awesome black guy that's maybe, I think he's meant to be in his 50s or 60s. He's got like greying dreads, and he practices martial arts, as if that needed explaining.
He's really good at hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, just really weirdly, like, it's really unique. He practices Wing Chun.
Okay.
And he wears like a long white coat that, he looks amazing. Like the first time I saw him when they introduced him, I didn't even believe he was real. People were posting him on Twitter, and I thought he was like somebody, like a mock-up somebody had made, like their dream Tekken character, because he is insane. He's got a cane. Oh, it's amazing. He's so cool. And then he was real, and all my dreams came true. And then the best thing about him is he's currently, until very recently, he's way overpowered. Right. So like, I don't know if anybody watched any of Evo Japan, but he just wrecked. Like it was everyone was like, we hate him, and I was like, Allura. And so he's just so cool. The way he walks in, everything about him. I don't know who made him. Whoever made him, get in contact with me, because like he's just amazing. He's just the most cool person. Like if I could be anybody, I would be Leroy Smith, but I can't, so I'm going to settle for putting him on my boyfriend's list.
Right, how do I look for my boyfriends? Do I look all right?
You look amazing.
Turn my hair a little bit, just in case they're watching. So, boyfriends list, not something I've ever thought about before.
Okay.
Honest.
Come on then.
And in thinking about it, I discovered something about myself, which you will discover with me now. So, in no particular order, first on my list is BT 7274 or 7472.
A robot?
You can't even say
yes. What's wrong with that? Yes. Hear me out. As if you're not thinking the same thing. First of all, he's an absolutely massive robot. Second of all, I get to drive around in him. No, he's not going to crush me. He's going to crush my enemies. I imagine that a lot of these entries are going to come back to sleep. But imagine having an amazing sleep inside BT, the safest place in the world, where we could go for a walk. You know, like I could be like, BT, I'd like to go to London. I'm going to just nap for a while in here. Wake me up when we get there. And he just walks there, and there could be nuclear holocaust, maybe. And I'd be fine. I think I'd be fine. I really like his voice. He's got a very nice, soothing voice. And I think he's very respectful. Do you know what I mean, though? I do. I think he's very respectful, and I think I'd like that. He's polite. He's well-mannered. I could imagine me introducing him to my parents.
I know. He'd need to be.
I feel like he would remember all the important dates in our calendar. Like, genuinely, he'd remember my birthday, he'd remember our anniversary, and he wouldn't mind if I forgot. He'd be like, he'd always make dinner. He's never tired. He's never angry. He's just BT. My second boyfriend, I'm not 100% sure is a boy, but is Trico from The Last Guardian. Well, you can back off, sister, because he's mine. BT, attack Rosie. Kill Rosie, BT. You love me? Yeah, Trico. Trico. Oh, that's a good game, isn't it, The Last Guardian? And I have to admit, I haven't finished The Last Guardian, and I think it's because I'm very, very worried about what might happen to Trico at some point. Nobody say anything. I don't know if anyone's played it. Don't want to know, blah, 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 blah. But Trico is amazing. Trico is two of my favourite things, which is cat and bird, and also dog, which I know a lot of people like. I'm fine with dogs, but they're not cats or birds, which I absolutely love. But a cat, dog, bird is amazing. He can fly. Yeah. It's like a horse that you can fly on, but bigger as well. And so comfy. Again, I mentioned sleep with BT. Imagine the sleep you'd have with Trico on his big belly. Just gently.
Your list is adorable.
That's him breathing, and I'm just snuggling on soft belly. That would be great. Again, the travel thing, I could sleep on his back whilst we fly to London. We love London. We're going there a lot, BT and Trico.
Train.
Have you been on a train? Okay, it's hell. And there's no way that would survive a nuclear holocaust. Absolutely not. So that's number 2. So there's a pattern developing, which I'm gonna, any guesses for number 3? any similarities anyone you can think of? It's okay. It's a trick question.
Wheatley from Portal or something.
I did think about Wheatley, but I could not think of a good. I was like, seriously, he makes me laugh, but he'd be so annoying to be around. And he is sort of evil and self-obsessed. So no, not Wheatley. I've gone completely different here. I don't even know why, but as soon as he popped into my head, I was like, oh yeah, definitely. It's Garrus from Mass Effect. Garrus is a fine-looking alien.
Yes.
I don't. I've got an affirmative over here.
See where you're coming from,
I mean, I don't even know what it is he does, because he's very alien, lizardy. Yeah. I think he's so calm. He's so calm. He's so controlled. He's so confident. He's got a very good voice. And funnily enough, I looked up the voice actor to see if he'd done any other roles that I was aware of, to see if I also liked those characters.
And he's also voiced BT in Trico.
He actually hasn't done those things. No, he's voiced other characters, but none that I was particularly aware of or enamoured with. I think Garrus, he's a very good, loyal friend. He's a very safe pair of hands, I think. He's very calm, very controlled. He'll listen, he'll give advice. He's like a valued aide, I always have an ear for Garrus, and he always has my ear. I'm not sure what having an ear means anymore. I've said it twice, but both ways it works. But unfortunately, he was never mine. This is actually one of the boyfriends I think we've mentioned that in game at least could be your boyfriend, but he could never be mine. I've talked about this loads, so I won't go into it. But in Mass Effect 2, I couldn't get anybody to love me. I tried everyone.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember.
I tried to get everyone to love me, including Garrus. No one.
You said that this time last year.
No one would love me. They all liked me a bit.
It's because you went for all of them, Dave.
No, I didn't.
You said you want to concentrate on pick one.
Just like in real life, I wanted everyone to like me, so I was very nice to everyone. I didn't make any real big decisions. But no one was interested in taking it that bit further. I don't know what I had to do. I don't know anyone else who's ever gone through Mass Effect 2 and accidentally not had a relationship. It's very well. It's all fair enough if you're like, I don't want a relationship. That's fair enough. But I was like, I do. Who will be my space boy or girlfriend?
I'm concerned that you were maybe just romancing machines.
That's an idea.
And everyone was like, what is wrong?
So do you want to go to sleep? No, just actual sleep. Just sleep.
Yes, exactly. Where can you transport me whilst I'm sleeping? So yeah, that's my boyfriends in no particular order.
So
Garrus,
the way to
the
your
outlier
heart is how you're going to get to London.
Yeah, exactly. And Garrus. I don't know. It's and then Garrus is a little extra one on the end.
Maybe a spaceship.
Yeah, it's my spaceship though. I'm the captain.
Ah, okay.
Rosie, your boyfriends list is like a thing from right back in the day. What was your original boyfriend list?
Okay, so my original boyfriend list. So first of all, I just want to say I started this when I was probably like 12.
You've got it written down. That's not the actual one from when you were 12, is it?
Well, no, this isn't the actual. Well, no, I've done it so it fits in my hand, so you can't see it.
Okay.
So I originally did a top 10 list, but I've chosen 5, and I did this official list back in 2015, so 5 years ago.
Okay.
So the King of Cosmos was on there from Katamari.
No.
Yes, because everything about him is amazing.
He's the king of the cosmos.
What that?
He's the king of the cosmos.
Yeah, he's the king. He's the king of everything.
It's pretty impressive.
He's very impressive. We've got Barry Burton from Resident Evil because everyone loves Barry Burton, and I adore Rob's face. I love Barry Burton. I just adore this man. Like loads of people are like Chris or Leon Kennedy or Chris Redfield. I'm like, no, Barry Burton. He's the true king of Resident Evil.
Just his name's good. Like he should be the star of the next Resi game.
Well, he did have his own Resi game, Resident Evil Revelations 2, and I love it. Just because it's got Barry in it as the main man. 3 back here was Solid Snake. But now I change it to Liquid Snake because Liquid's just hilarious and I love his over-dramatising-ness. Number 2 is Rodan from Bayonetta. He's like the bartender guy, and again, he's just absolutely amazing and brilliant. And at the time, my number 1 pick was Sully from Uncharted.
Oh, Lord.
Most people would be like, Nathan Drake, he's the best character in Uncharted. I was like, no, Sully, what are you on about? I love Sully. I love it every time he goes, God damn it, kid. And I just love this man. He's a beautiful man. And so, yeah, Sully from Uncharted, he's just an absolutely amazing man. And I love his goddammit kids and just his sunniness. I don't know what more to say really.
Quick, do the VO. Do the VO.
Yeah, jump it in there, quick.
Yeah, let's end it there, shall we? Let us know in the comments who'd make your video game boyfriend list. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video and join us again next week for another Tuesday checklist.
For the players.